You watching Srikanth Ideal Chemistry. So in this video we discussing about neat model questions from a topic of equilibrium. So this is the first question. 4 moles of A are mixed with 4 moles of B at equilibrium for the reaction. A plus B gives rise to C plus D. 2 moles of C and D are formed the equilibrium constant and the equilibrium constant is. So when first we need to take the given equation. So the given equation is A plus B, reverse player remark, C plus D. So actually based on the given information, initially 4 moles of A and 4 moles of B is given. At the starting of the reaction, we don't have any products. So we take the 0 moles of C and D. So at equilibrium, 2 moles of C and 2 moles of D can be formed. So this is the given information. So at equilibrium 2 moles of C and 2 moles of D formed means here 2 moles of A and 2 moles of B can be consumed. So we get 4 minus 2 into 4 minus 2. Then we get the 2 moles. So now equilibrium constant Kc is equal to concentration of C into concentration of D by concentration of A into concentration of D. That is equal to concentration of C 2 into concentration of D 2 by concentration of A 2 into concentration of B is equal to, then cancellation of all things we get the 1. So equilibrium constant for the given reaction at given conditions is equal to 1. Okay students, this is next question. A mixture of 0.3 moles of H2 and 0.3 moles of I2 is allowed to react in a 10 liters evacuated flask at 500 degrees. The reaction is H2 plus I2, reverse player remark to HI. The K is found to be 64. The amount of unreacted I2 at equilibrium. So this is the given question. So first we just take the given equation. So the given equation is H2 plus I2, reverse player remark to HI. So based on this given problem, they give the 0.3 moles of H2 and 0.3 moles of I2. At starting we don't have any products. So at equilibrium, so after some time you think it will be lost the x moles of substance. So 0.3 minus x, I just take at equilibrium. I2 also 0.3 minus x, and 2HI is taken as a x. For here equilibrium constant K is equal to 64 is given. So this is the given information. So based on this given information, they are asking about the amount of unreacted I2 at equilibrium. I mean he asking about the 0.3 minus x value. So we need to find the 0.3 minus x. So before going that, we just take the equilibrium constant for the given reaction. Equilibrium constant K is equal to HI concentration whole square by hydrogen concentration into iodine concentration. At the same time here volume 10 liters is given. So after substitution, the HI concentration, these are indication of number of moles. So HI concentration is equal to number of moles by volume. So 2x by 10 whole square is divided by 0.3 minus x by 10 into 0.3 minus x by 10. This is. So after simplification, we get 2x by 0.3 minus x whole square. Okay. So this value must be equal to equilibrium constant, that is equal to 64. So this factor can written like 2x by 0.3 minus x whole square is equal to 8 square. Then we get 2x by 0.3 minus x is equal to 8. Then after doing of cross multiplication, we get 2x is equal to 2.4 minus 8x, that is equal to 10x is equal to 2.4. That implies x is equal, we get 0.24. So now what you asking? Amount of unreacted I2 at equilibrium. is equal to 0.3 minus x, that is equal to 0.3 minus 0.24, you get a 0.06 as a answer. So this is the amount of I2 unreacted at equilibrium or left at equilibrium. That's all. Friends, this is next problem. So at 3000 kelvins, the equilibrium pressure of CO2, CO and O2 are 0.6, 0.4 and 0.2 atmosphere respectively. Then Kp, equilibrium constant at pressure, Kp for the reaction 2CO2 gives rise to 2CO plus O2. So here all the reactant and products are present in the gas state. So for the given reaction, Kp is equal to partial pressure of CO square into partial pressure of O2 by partial pressure of CO2 square. So now substitute the given values. Here they give the equilibrium pressures, that is the partial pressure of each substance. So partial pressure of CO is 0.4 whole square and partial pressure of O2 is 0.2 divided by partial pressure of CO2 is 0.6 whole square, that is equal to, we get 0.4 into 0.4 into 0.2 by 0.6 into 0.6. So when you do the calculation, 0.2 can be cancelled in 3 times and 0.4 2 times and this is 3 times. So after simplification of these things, 0.4 into 2 by 9, then Kp is equal to, we just got the answer, that is 0.0888. It is equal to 0.089. That's all. Okay students, this is the next problem. For the reaction PCl3 plus Cl2, reverse polar mark PCl5, the position of equilibrium shifted to right by, so shifted to right means we need the forward reaction. So here 4 conditions is there: doubling the volume, increasing the temperature, addition of Cl2 at constant volume, addition of PCl3 and PCl5. First option, doubling the volume. So actually when you observe the given reaction, in the reactant side we have the 2 moles of reactant, in the product side 1 mole of product is there. So from reactant side to product side or in the forward direction, the number of moles can be decreased. So here high pressure can be involved and volume can be decreased. So first option is wrong option. Second option, increasing the temperature. So here any delta H value cannot be mentioned, so we can't say the increasing of the temperature or decreasing of the temperature. So why? Because it is depends upon exothermic or endothermic process. So third option, addition of Cl2 at constant volume. So when concentration of reactants can be increased, forward reaction can be possible. So equilibrium shifted towards the right. So the right option is the third option. That's okay students. This is the next problem. What is the pH of 0.01 molar glycine solution? For glycine, equilibrium constant Ka1 is equal to 4.5 into 10 power minus 3 and Ka2 is equal to 1.7 into 10 power minus 10 at 298 kelvins. Then log 8.7 is equal to 0.93. So find the pH value. So to get the pH value, first we need to find the Ka. So K is equal to K is equal to Ka1 into Ka2. So after substitution of values, 4.5 into 10 power minus 3 into 1.7 into 10 power minus 3. Then we get the value 7.65 into 10 power minus 13. So this is the value of K. Now to get the pH, we need the H plus concentration. The H plus concentration is equal to square root of Ka into C. So Ka 7.65 into 10 power minus 13 and C value 0.01 molar is given. It is taken as 10 power minus 2. Okay, 7.65 I just written like square root of 76.5 into 10 power minus 16. After removing a square root, we get the value 8.7 into 10 power minus 8. So then pH is equal to minus log of H plus concentration, that is equal to minus log of 8.7 into 10 power minus 8. It is equal to 8 minus log 8.7. So here log 8.7 is given as 0.93. That is equal to 8 minus 0.93. Then we get 7.07 after simplification. So this is the next problem. when formic acid and acetic acid solutions has equal pH, if K1 by K2 is 4, their molar concentration ratio will be, here K1 means equilibrium dissociation constant for formic acid and K2 is dissociation constant for acetic acid. So based on this given information, if equal pH means H plus concentration of formic acid is equal to H plus concentration of acetic acid. Okay, so based on this we can say for weak acids H plus concentration is equal to square root of K1 C1 is equal to square root of K2 C2. After squaring on both sides we get K1 C1 is equal to K2 C2. Then finally K1 by K2 is equal to C2 by C1. So in the given problem K1 by K2 is given as 4. It is equal to 4. Then 4 is equal to C2 by C1. But they are asking molar ratio. Their molar ratio in the order of C1 to C2. But here get C2 to C1. After reciprocal, C1 by C2 is equal to 1 by 4. So the molar ratio of formic and acetic acid is 1:4. Okay students, this is next problem. Ka1, Ka2 and Ka3 are the ionization constants for the following reactions. H2S gives rise to H plus plus HS minus. HS minus gives rise to H plus plus S minus 2 and H2S gives rise to 2H plus plus S minus 2. Then the correct relation between Ka1 and Ka2 and Ka3. So first we just take the terms of Ka1, Ka2, Ka3 for the given reactions. So Ka1 is equal to H plus concentration into HS minus concentration by H2S concentration. At the same time Ka2 is equal to H plus concentration into S minus 2 concentration by HS minus concentration. Then Ka3 is equal to H plus concentration whole square into S minus 2 concentration by H2S concentration. So when I observe the three factors, we get the K3 from K1, K2 by multiplication of K1 and K2. So now I just take the K3 is equal to Ka1 and Km2. Just I assume this is the right. So just substitute their factors here. K1 in place of K1 H plus concentration into HS minus concentration by H2S. In place of K2 H plus concentration into S minus 2 concentration by HS minus concentration. When you see that HS minus concentration can be cancelled. After we get H plus concentration whole square into S minus 2 concentration by H2S concentration. So it is equal to K3. What we get K3? What they given? We just got. So the right option is the relation between K3, K1, K2, K3 is this is K3 is equal to K1 and K2. That's all. Okay students, this is next problem. So by adding 20 ml of 0.1 normal HCl to 20 ml of 0.001 normal KOH, the pH of the obtained solution will be. So when you observe the given information, here the reaction can be takes place between HCl and KOH. Both HCl and KOH are the strong acid and strong base, so they will be reacting with equal concentration. So when you observe the given information, here 20 ml of 0.1 molar HCl is given. So for this first we need to find the number of gram equivalents of HCl and NaOH. So number of gram equivalents of HCl is equal to normality into volume by 1000. So for HCl normality is 0.1, volume is 20 ml and it is divided by 1000. Then number of gram equivalents of HCl is equal, we get 2 into 10 power minus 3 gram equivalents. Okay. Similarly we need to find the KOH. So number of gram equivalents of KOH. Sorry, KOH is equal to 0.001 into 20 by 1000. Then we get 2 into 10 power minus 5 gram equivalents. So HCl and KOH both are the strong acid and strong base. So they will be reacting together in equal concentration or equal gram equivalents. So equal number of gram equivalents. So here when I observe that the concentration of based on the given information, the concentration of HCl is more than concentration of KOH. So here HCl, some of the HCl can be left. So the pH of the resulting solution is must be less than 7. Why? Because acidic solution. So HCl left after neutralization is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 3 minus 2 into 10 power minus 5, that is equal to 2 of 10 power minus 3 minus 10 power minus 5. So then we get if you take the 10 power minus 3 as a comma, we get 1 minus 0.01, that is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 3 into 0.99. After simplification we get 1.98 into 10 power minus 3. So this is the number of gram equivalents of HCl left after neutralization. But they are asking about the pH of the resulting solution. So we have the gram equivalents. So the resulting solution is HCl. The concentration of HCl is equal to number of gram equivalents by volume. Here volume 20 ml of HCl and 20 ml of KOH. Total 40 ml is there. So volume of solution is equal to 40 ml. So concentration of HCl is equal to 1.98 into 10 power minus 3 into 1000 by 40 ml. So 10 power minus 3, 1000 will be cancelled to each other. After simplification we get the value 4.95 into 10 power minus 2 molar. So normal. This is the concentration of HCl. So then pH is equal to minus log of HCl concentration, that is equal minus log of 4.95 into 10 power minus 2. Okay. So after expanding we get 2 minus log of 4.95. Here log of 4.95 you can take nearly log 5 value. Log 5 value is equal to 2 minus 0.6990. Then we get 1.3010. So this is the pH of the resulting solution after neutralization. That's all. Okay students, this is next problem. An amount of solid NH4HS is placed in a flask already containing ammonia gas at a certain temperature and 0.5 atmosphere of pressure. Then NH4HS decomposes to yield NH3 and HS and shows equilibrium pressure at 0.84 atmosphere. Then Kc for the reaction is. So this is the given problem. First we need to take the given equation. NH4HS, it is a solid ammonium hydrogen sulfide. So it is a solid. When it is undergoes decomposition, it can form ammonia gas and H2S gas in a flask. So at starting we don't have any products, but they said at starting ammonium hydrogen sulfide is introduced a flask containing ammonia. So the pressure of a flask shows the 0.5 atmosphere. Solids don't show any pressure. So the pressure shows by the ammonia is 0.5 atmosphere and HS is not present, and A moles of NH4HS can be present. So when the reaction is reached to equilibrium, some of the X moles of reactant can be reduced. So same number of moles of product can be produced. So at equilibrium, the total pressure at equilibrium, total pressure is equal to 0.5 plus x is equal to 0.84. So in the problem they given as 0.84. So after simplification we get x is equal to 0.17. Then They are asking about the equilibrium constant. So that is equilibrium constant is asking Kp. So for equilibrium, finding of equilibrium constant, first we need the partial pressure of each substance. So pressure of ammonia. For ammonium hydrogen sulfide is a solid. For solids we don't have any pressure. So for pressure of ammonia is equal to 0.5 plus x, that is equal 0.5 plus 0.17, it is equal 0.67. Then partial pressure of hydrogen sulfide HTS is equal to x, that is equal 0.17. So then Kp for the reaction, equilibrium constant for the reaction, Kp is equal to partial pressure of ammonia into partial pressure of hydrogen sulfide, that is equal 0.67 into 0.17. After multiplication we get Kp value as 0.114. So this is the final pressure or equilibrium constant for the given reaction. Okay students, this is the given reaction. For the following reaction, 2SO2 plus O2 gives rise to 2SO3. The equilibrium relation between Kc and Kx is, so you are asking about the relation between Kc and Kx for the given equation. So the formula of Kc is Kp is equal to Kc into RT power delta n. So this is used when Kc concentration is given. So pressure is given, Kc is equal, or mole fraction is given, Kc is equal to Kx into P power delta n. Okay, so both formulas are for Kp. So you can equalize the both formulas. Then Kc into RT power delta n is equal to Kx into P power delta n. Then get the RT power delta n toward this side. So then Kc is equal to Kx into P by RT power delta n. So we don't have any option for this. So actually for 1 mole of any gas, PV is equal to RT, that is equal to 1 by V is equal, we can write P by RT. If we send the V to this side and RT towards this side, we get 1 by V is equal to P by RT. So in place of P by RT, you can substitute the 1 by V, and here we need a delta n. So for the given reaction, delta n is equal to Np minus Nr. So number of gases moles is 2 and number of gases reactants is 3. So 2 minus 3, that is equal to minus 1. Substitute the values, then Kc is equal to Kx into 1 by V whole power minus 1. This is finally it is equal to Kc is equal to Kx into V. So this is the given relation. So the correct option is the fourth option. That's all. Okay students, this is the next problem. If x moles of lead acetate and 0.1 mole of acetic acid in 1 liter solution make a solution of pH is equal to 5.04, then find the value of x if pK of acetic acid is 4.74. So this is the given information. They are asking about the value of they are asking about the value of x. So actually the given based on the given information, the x moles of lead acetate. So the formula of lead acetate we can write CH3COO taken 2 of P. So x moles one lead acetate consists of 2 moles of acetans. So x moles of lead acetate can form the 2x moles of acetic acid. So based on acetans, based on this information we can write the concentration of acetic acid is equal to 0.1 molar, and concentration of acetans is taken as 2x molar. So substitute this value in the formula. Here formula pH is equal to pK plus log of acetate ion concentration by acetic acid concentration. So now substitute the given values. pH is given as 5.04 and pK is given as 4.74 plus log of acetate ion concentration is given as 2x, acetic acid concentration is given as 0.1. So after simplification we get log 2x is equal to 0.3. log 20x, 2x by 0.1 taken is equal to 20x, and if you get the 4.74 to this side, we get 0.30. So 0.3 is equal to log 2 value. So log 20x is equal to log 2. So based on this information, we can write 20x is equal to, that is equal, x is equal 0.1 mole. So this is the value of x. Value of x is equal 0.1. That's okay, student. This is the next problem. The minimum volume of water required to dissolve 0.1 gram of lead to chloride to get a saturated solution of KSP of PbCl2 is equal to 3.2 into 10 power minus 8, and atomic weight of lead is given as 2.7 unified mass. So based on this information, they are asking about the volume of water required, and they give the information weight of lead chloride and atomic weight of lead and solubility product of PbCl2, lead chloride. So first we need to take the lead chloride. So PbCl2 is gives rise to Pb plus 2 plus 2Cl minus. So the solubility of Pb plus is S for chlorine 2S. Then formula of KSP is equal to 4S cube. This implies solubility is equal cube root of KSP by 4. Now substitute the given information. S is equal to cube root of KSP 3.2 into 10 power minus 8 by 4. So 3.2, you can write 3.2 into 10 power minus 8. You can write like 32 into 10 power minus 9 is divided by 4. The 4 will be cancelled in 32 for 8 times. So you can write 8 like 2 cube and 10 power minus 3. So 10 power minus 9 coming towards outside as a 10 power minus 3. So when you remove the cube root, the 8 can be changed into 2. So solubility S is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 3 molar. So as per concept, the solubility is nothing but concentration or molarity. So solubility is equal to weight by molecular weight into 1000 by volume. So now substitute the given values in the formula. So solubility is first we need the volume. So change the formula. Volume is equal to weight by molecular weight into 1000 by solubility. Substitute the given values. Volume, weight 0.1 gram of lead chloride is given. When you find the molecular weight of lead chloride, atomic weight of lead is 207. For each chlorine 35.5. So totally we get the molecular weight, that is equal to 278 into 1000 by 2 into 10 cube. So 1000 and 10 cube both can be cancelled to each other. Sorry. So this is 10 power minus 3 and this 10 power not cancel both each other. So after simplification of these things, we get the value, that is a 0.00036 into 10 cube mLs, and then after simplification of volume we get 0.36 liters. Sorry, here 1010 power minus 3 not be cancelled. I just feel like it is 10 cube. So don't so please note at this step. So 1000 by 2 into 10 power minus 3. Okay, no cancellation can be possible. So thank you. This is the final answer. So the volume of water required to dissolve 0.1 gram of lead chloride is 0.36 liters or 360 mLs. Friends, this is next problem. 15 moles of H2 and 5.2 moles of I2 are mixed and allowed to attain equilibrium at 500 degrees. At equilibrium, the concentration of HI was found to be 10 moles. The Kc for the formation of HI is. So this is the given reaction. First we need to take the equation. H2 plus I2 is reverse proportional of 2HI. So at the starting of the reaction, 50 moles of H2 and 5.2 moles of I2 is present. So when it is reached equilibrium, we get 15 minus x, 5.2 minus x, and here we get the 2x. But in the problem, they given at equilibrium the concentration of HI is 10. So if 2x is equal to 10, then x is equal to 5. So after substitution, 5.2 minus 5 we get 0.2 here. Here we get the 10. Now the Kc for the formation of hydrogen is Hi whole square by concentration of H2 into concentration of I2. That is equal 10 square by 10 into 0.2. That is equal 10 by 0.2. We get 50 as a equilibrium constant for the formation of a hydrogen iodide. Students, this is next problem. The equilibrium constant for the reaction N2 plus O2 gives rise to 2NO at temperature T is 4 into 10 power minus 4. The value of Kc for the reaction NO gives rise to half N2 plus half O2 at the same temperature. So they give the equilibrium constant for one reaction. So by using the same reaction, we need to find the equilibrium constant of a second reaction. So first we take the given information. Then we take N2 plus O2 is gives rise to 2NO. Here equilibrium constant K is equal to 4 into 10 power minus 4. If you reverse the reaction, we get 2NO is gives rise to N2 plus O2. Then equilibrium constant K is for this reaction I take the K1. K1 is equal to 1 by K. After dividing with half, we get NO plus half N2 plus half O2. For this reaction, we take the K2. Here K2 is equal to K1 power 1 by 2. That is equal 1 by K whole power 1 by 2. So now substitute the K value in this formula. So K2 is equal to 1 by 4 into 10 power minus 4 whole power 1 by 2. By applying of square root, we get 1 by 2 into 10 square. Then 1 by 2 means 0.5. So we get a value 0.5 into 100. We get the equilibrium constant for the given reaction is 50. That's all. Okay students, this is next question. Which of the following reaction is favored by increasing of temperature? Here 4 equations is given. So they are asking about the increasing of temperature must be favored to forward reaction. So here favored by increasing of temperature means forward reaction. So for which reaction? In the forward direction, the increasing of temperature can be favored. Actually, for endothermic reaction, high temperature is favored to forward reaction. For endothermic reaction, for endothermic reaction, high temperature is favored to forward reaction. For exothermic reaction, low temperature is favored to forward reaction. So for endothermic reaction, high temperature is favored to forward reaction. So we need to check the which reaction is endothermic reaction. If you take the first reaction, the energy present in the product side. So if energy present in the product side is indication of exothermic reaction. So for this, low temperature is favored to forward reaction. So first option is not a right option. If we check the second option, we have the N2 plus O2 reverse product mark 2NO minus 179 kilojoules. So these reaction we can write like N2 plus O2 plus get the minus 179 to this side, we get the plus 179 kilojoules is reverse product mark 2NO. So this is the given reaction, actually equation. So here the energy present in the reactant side. If energy present in the reactant side, it is endothermic reaction. So here delta H is positive. So for endothermic reaction, high temperature or increasing of temperature is favored to forward reaction. So right option is second option. Okay students, this is next problem. If Kp for the reaction A plus 2B gives rise to 3C plus D is 0.05 atmosphere at 1000 kelvins, its Kc in terms of R will be. So you give the Kp value and asking about the Kc value. So here they didn't give the R value. So Kp is equal to Kc into RT power delta N. For the given reaction, if you see this, here number of moles of gaseous products is 4 moles. Number of moles of gaseous reactants is 1 mole. So then we get delta N is equal to 1. Here delta N is equal to 1. So substitute the value, Kp value is given as 0.05. That is equal to Kc into R into T value is given as 1000 kelvins into delta n power 1. So then Kc is equal 0.05 by R into 1000. That is equal to it is written as 0.05 written as 5 into 10 power minus 2. If 1000 goes to numerator, we get 10 power minus 3 is divided by R. So finally Kc is equal to 5 into 10 power minus 5 by R. So this is the equilibrium constant for the Kc for the given reaction. That's okay, students. This is next question. Log of Kp by Kc plus log Rt is equal to 0 is a relationship for the gaseous reaction. So these relation can accept for which of the following reaction. So here four options is there. Which option can be satisfy the given relation? First we need to find that. So I just take the given relation, that is log Kp by Kc plus log Rt is equal to 0. Okay, now send the log Rt to this side. We get log Kp by Kc is equal minus log Rt. That is implies if you remove the logarithms from next we can get log Kp by Kc is equal to log Rt power minus 1. Now remove the log from both sides. So Kp by Kc is equal to Rt power minus 1. That implies Kp is equal to Kc into Rt power minus 1. From this we can set delta n is equal to minus 1. So in the given four options, which equation get the delta n is equal to minus 1? That is the right option. Okay. So first I need to check the first option. PCl5 is reversible arrow mark. PCl3 plus Cl2. For this delta n is equal to 2 minus 1. We get the 1. So first option is not a right option. Next go for the second. 2SO2 plus O2 gives rise to 2SO3. Here delta n is equal to 2 minus of 2 plus 1, that is equal to minus 1. So second equation can satisfy the given relation. Okay students, this is next question. When ammonium chloride salt is dissolved in water, it gets hydrolyzed and form weak base and strong acid. Find the equilibrium constant of the reaction if ionization constant of weak base is 10 power minus 4. Here equilibrium constant means they are asking about if you see the given information, ammonium chloride is a combination of strong acid plus a weak base. So in that time we take the equilibrium constant KH. We also call as hydrolysis constant. So KH is equal to KW by KB. So KW means 10 power minus 14. KB means is given 10 power minus 4. Then equilibrium constant is 10 power minus 10. That's all. Okay students, this is the next problem. The volume of two HCl solutions A 0.5 molar and B 0.1 molar to be mixed for preparing 2 liters of 0.2 molar HCl. So here give the four set of volumes of A and B. So we need to check the each and every one which is can be satisfied for the preparation of 2 liters of 0.2 molar HCl. Here we use the formula normality of a mixed solution. So here the acid is there. So Na is equal to N1 V1 plus N2 V2 by V1 plus V2. So first I need to check the first option. So here 0.5 liter of A is and concentration of A is 0.5 plus 1.5 liter of B and concentration of B is 0.1. So it's divided by 0.5 plus 1.5. So then we get 0.25 plus 0.15 by 2. That is equal to 0.4 by 2, that is equal to 0.2 molar. So this is the normality. So first option can satisfy the given question. Okay students, this is next problem. The solubility product of silver chloride is 1.8 into 10 power minus 10. Precipitation of AgCl will occur only when equal volumes of which of the following solutions are mixed. 10 power minus here four options is given 10 power minus 4 molar Ag plus and 10 power minus 4 molar Cl minus. At the same time second option 10 power minus 7 molar Ag plus and 10 power minus 7 molar Cl minus. Third option 10 power minus 5 molar Ag plus and 10 power minus 5 molar Cl minus. Fourth option 10 power minus 10 molar Ag plus and 10 power minus 10 molar Cl minus. So these are the options is given. So we need to check each and every option. For which option the ionic product we get the highest ionic product of that is the more precipitation can be possible. So if ionic product of given salt is high, then a solubility product it will be precipitated. So just take the given first option, 10 power minus 4 molar Ag plus and 10 power minus 4 molar Cl minus. So after mixing of both things, after mixing we get the concentration of Ag plus is equal to 1 by 2 into 10 power minus 4, that is equal to 0.5 into 10 power minus 4. So we get 5 into 10 power minus 5. So similarly concentration of chloride is equal to 1 by 2 into 10 power minus 4, that is equal to 0.5 into 10 power minus 4, that is equal to we get 5 into 10 power minus 5. Okay, this is what we get. So then ionic product is equal to concentration of silver ion, concentration of product of concentration of Ag plus and Cl minus. So substitute the given values, 5 into 10 power minus 5 into 10 power minus 5. Then we get 25 into 10 power minus 10. So it is equal to 2.5 into 10 power okay, this is what we get. Ionic product is equal to 25 into 10 power minus 10. So but given solubility product is equal to 1.8 into 10 power minus 10. When compare both thing, the ionic product is more than a solubility product, so precipitate can be formed, PPT will form. So first option is the right option. That's all. Okay, student, this is the next problem. The solubility of X2Y3 in pure water if KSP of X2Y3 is 1.1 into 10 power minus 23. So they give the solubility product and asking about the solubility. So first we take the given compound X2Y3, and X2Y3 undergoes dissociation. It can form 2X plus 3 plus 3Y minus 2. So it is taken as 2S and it is taken as a 3S. Then solubility product KSP is equal to we get 2S square into 3S cube. After simplification we get 4S square into 27S cube. Finally we get 108 S power 5. So KSP, the formula of KSP for X2Y3 is 108 S power 5. So for this we get S is equal to 5th root of KSP by 108. So substitute the solubility product value in the formula. Then we get 5th root of 1.1 into 10 power 23 by 108. So after simplification, we get square root of 0.0102 into 10 power minus 23. So it is written as 1.02 into 10 power minus 25. After simplification, we get solubility S is equal to 1 into 10 power minus 5 moles per liter. So this is the next problem. So Kf for cyanoacetylenic acid is 4 into 10 power minus 4. Then the degree of hydrolysis of 0.04 molar sodium cyanoacetate solution will be. So he asking about the degree of hydrolysis. So degree of hydrolysis can be represented with a small h, that is equal to square root of Kw by it is a weak acid. For weak acid we take the Ka. So square root of Kw by Ka into C. So just substitute the what is the given values. Then H is equal to square root of Kw, you know very well, 10 power minus 14. Ka 4 into 10 power minus 4 is given, and C 0.04 is given. So after simplification we get H is equal to square root of 10 power minus 14 by, so it is like 0.04 written as 4 into 10 power minus 2. So then we get 4 into 10 power minus 6. 10 power minus 4, 10 power minus 2. It will be 10 power minus 6. So after applying, get the 10 power minus 6 towards numerator. then we get h is equal to square root of 10 power minus 14 by 4 into 4, 10 power minus 14 into 10 power minus 6 by 4 into 4. Then h is equal to we get sorry, h is equal to, after removing the square root we get h is equal to 10 power minus 8 by 4, that is equal 0.25 into 0.25 into 10 power minus 4 you will get. Okay, so finally h is equal to we get 2.5 into 10 power minus 5. So this is the degree of height. Friends, this is next and last problem. Maximum possible pH of a solution of slaked lime is asking KSP of calcium hydroxide is given as 32 in 10 power minus 2. So first we take the given solution, calcium hydroxide. So when calcium hydroxide undergoes dissociation, it can be present in the form of calcium ion and hydroxyl ion. So it will represent the S, it will be 2S. Then KSP is equal to S into 2S whole square, that is equal to 4S cube. So from this, S is equal to cube root of KSP by 4. So now substitute the value, cube root of KSP is given as 32 into 10 power minus 6 by 4. The 4 will be cancelled 8 times in 32. So it will be cancelled 8 times in 32. Then we get the solubility product, that is equal 8 we can write 2 cube, so we will get 2 outside, and 10 power minus 6 we can write 10 power minus 2 whole cube. So then you get the solubility S is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 2. A solubility is nothing but a solubility is nothing but concentration. So based on this we can write it is taken as a solubility is nothing but concentration. Here asking pH. So first we need to find the pOH. So for this we can write the OH concentration is equal to 2S. That implies OH minus concentration is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 2. We get 4 into 10 power minus 2. Now pOH is equal to minus log of 4 into 10 power minus 2. It is equal to 2 minus log 4. Then 2 log 4 value. 2 minus 0.6020, you get 1.398, but we need the pH. So pH is equal to 14 minus pOH, that is equal to 14 minus 1.398, that is equal 12.6020. This is the maximum possible pH of the given solution. Okay students, if you like my concept, please subscribe to my channel. Please like and share my videos. Thank you.